Hello and welcome to 5 Minutes with Tejas. Today we have with us Miss Saniya Puranik, who has graduated from the Symbiosis School of Economics and currently pursuing her Masters in Financial Economics from the Gokhale Institute of Politics and Economics, Pune. She, being an economic enthusiast and an expert, is here with us to answer some of our questions on the impact of COVID-19 on the Indian economy. So, Ms. Saniya, how is the world economy performing in comparison with the Indian economy, and along with that, the performance of the stock markets?
Hi. So in terms of the economy, I think all the indications of failure are there. It's not that we're failing any less. We still have migrant workers who don't have any money. We have companies laying off people. We have unemployment rates rising. Correct. The GDP forecast has been hovering around 1%, less than 1, more than 1. It's been hovering. So those indications are there. But if you talk about the stock market, yes, the stock market has not fallen as much as the rest of the world. We did see a steep fall in March, but it has been on its way to recovery in April, which is, I think, driven more by sentiments than say the GDP forecast or the economic failure. I think that people expect a speedy recovery and they think that we will be on our feet by say June. On our feet meaning that we will get businesses started up and economic activity started up by June, and that's what's driving hope and good expectations among the investors. Also, India's infection hasn't been as widespread as other countries. Like Europe and USA are seeing infections in the hundreds of thousands, like lakhs and crores of people are being infected. Here we still haven't reached that point, and we don't think we will. We think we've curbed it earlier, which I hope we have. Also, we have had a lot of stimulus packages coming in, which USA has not been very good with. We have a lot of liquidity measures been opened up by the RBI, and there's an expectation of another stimulus package coming in very soon. So I think all those expectations are driving the recovery. Also, it's not a blanket market rise. It's not a blanket market recovery. I think that if you see among the small and mid caps, it's been more the pharma sector companies that have been gaining. The pharma sector, stuff like future retail, that's more of consumer goods and staples and essentials. I think those have been gaining more than a blanket market recovery. So you can't say that it hasn't been falling as much as the rest of the world in terms of the economy, but in terms of the market, yes, we have been riding on our good expectations for a while now.
Oh, nice. So, as the stock markets are improving, which stocks would you recommend us to buy, considering the long-term approach as well as the short-term?
What stocks to buy? I think in the short term you should be focusing on stocks that will thrive in this kind of environment. Thrive meaning what kind of economic activity is actually being depended on in this environment, which biggest example being e-commerce. Correct? We're all purchasing things online because we can't go out because we're in a lockdown. Correct? So e-commerce, stuff like internet, telecom, all those sectors will be thriving right now. When it comes to the long term, I think you should be focusing on companies that have robust financials. Companies, especially companies with low debt and more cash dependence. Because those will be the companies that can survive through a crisis and can actually have the fundamentals to grow back up, right? Once the economic activity starts. Also, long-standing companies like blue chips, we've seen them survive through crisis. It is very likely that they'll fail. Right? You might see a dip in their earnings, yes, but they will always come back on their feet. So in the long term, you can look at robust companies more than companies that are going to be, that are going to have a growth in economic activity very fast. Because, like I said, for the e-commerce sector, the telecom sector, right now, yes, we're depending on it. But will that growth really translate to the long term depends on how much of the consumer behavior change is going to continue, right? Like, for example, right now, I purchase a lot from e-commerce. But after the lockdown is over, will I do that? Will I continue to buy groceries through Big Basket or Grofers? That is the big question. So you should depend on them more for short term, and long term, look at more robust companies.
Thank you so much, guys, for your patient hearing. But as there is a lot more to talk upon on this huge topic, so Saniya will join us in the next episode. So stay tuned for more details.